I think it's time for like everyone to understand what's actually going on with Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall. So of course there's so much, oh dude, Jones, dude, you're ducking Aspinall. And that's not someone hating. That's literally just a fact. Jones has quite literally openly said that I'm ducking Tom Aspinall. I don't want to fight him. I'd rather fight Stevie because I feel like Stevie's an easier fight coming off an injury. Everything I'm saying right now sounds crazy, sounds bizarre, but it's every single thing I'm saying is what Jon Jones himself has said. He's even talked about he will relinquish the heavyweight belt to go down and fight Alex Pereira rather than holding on to the heavyweight belt and being forced to fight someone like Tom Aspinall now. Why is he doing this? It's because I think he's scared of Tom Aspinall. I know DC and other people are like, oh, dude, he's not scared, dude. It's Jones. He's not scared of anyone, dude. He's scared of fighting Tom Aspinall because he's afraid of like what Tom Aspinall could do to him. That being said, Jon Jones beats Tom Aspinall. And I really believe that it's not crazy to say Jon Jones. I feel like it's not common sense because some people be like, dude, I don't know, Aspinall's cowabunga, dude. Bro, I believe Jon Jones would beat Tom Aspinall. And I'm saying this because Tom Aspinall is a great fighter. He's a great finisher. He has great power. He's a great heavyweight. But I look at someone like Jon Jones, I feel like he's just more seasoned than someone like Aspinall. First and foremost, Tom Aspinall in every single UFC fight he's had, it's been finished in the first round, except for that Arlovsky fight, which he finished him in the second round now. When someone's such a good finisher like that, we've seen it with Sergey Pavlovich, like, if you're a really good finisher and you're getting these finishes really quick, dude, like, oh, I'm the best, dude, I'm getting all these nice finishes, man. And then, like, all of a sudden, you're forced to fight for a long period of time. Sergey versus Volkov. And then you start to see this guy start to fade and, like, look a lot more lackluster as the fight goes on. And that was a 3-round fight. Tom Aspinall being a champion means he's gonna be forced to go into the championship rounds if the fight lasts that long against someone like Jon Jones. And we know Jon Jones has endurance. Against Dominic Reyes, we've seen him come back alive. In his toughest fights ever, as the fight went along, that's when he had the more clear rounds. Of course, it's like the big thing with like Tom Aspinall is he able to get out Jon Jones? Now, Jon Jones, who's been in the UFC, went against some hard hitters and like Reyes, Thiago Santos, you know what I'm saying? Even Gustin has some power. You know, DC has some power. He went against all these guys with heavy hands, you know, Rampage, all these guys. And he eats their best shots. Now, the point of this, I'm saying this because Jones' chin has never been something that people look at him like, oh, he has no chin, dude. Yeah, dude, his chin's just non-existent, dude. That's never been the case for like any Jon Jones situation. He's one of those people who's never been dropped by a punch to the face or anything. So because his chin is actually like impressive. He has a good chin. Now, that being said, we know Tom Aspinall's best weapon is like going in and chinning people, but we know Jones has a really good chin. He never gets chin. Now, what if Tom Aspinall's not able to get Jones out of there in the first round, which I think is crazy. Saying Jon Jones gets knocked out in the first round, I don't care who you're talking about. Even in Ngannou is kind of crazy, but if Tom Aspinall, keep in mind, when Tom Aspinall fights, I don't know if you guys actually see him in the first round. Yeah, he's a good finisher, but do you guys see the amount of movement he uses? Even someone like Sergey Pavlovich doesn't even use that much movement because Tom Aspinall's always like, bro is breakdancing, trying to find his ankles, you know what I'm saying? And even when he's doing this, his chin's in the air too. So it's not even like he's not like he's impossible to hit. Someone like Sergey did hit him. He like shook him a little bit, but he recovered. So my thing is, Tom Aspinall uses so much movement, so much energy. Kind of I don't want to say relies, but what we've seen so far, it kind of looks like he's just relying on that first round finish. Now, someone like Jon Jones who has wrestling, Aspinall has never been tested by a good wrestler. Now, you guys are going to bring up, oh, dude, Curtis Blades, dude. I knew you guys were going to say before you even said it. Curtis Blades in the 2 fights shot 0 takedowns total. So, yes, he went against a good wrestler. Did they wrestle? No. This guy has never been tested in the wrestling department. I've seen him wrestle people offensively. You know, it's easy to be the hammer in the grappling department. But what if you're the nail? What if you're the guy getting outworked in the wrestling department? So if Jones, I'm not going to say if Jones is able to take him down. Jon Jones is able to take down any person in UFC history. It's Jon Jones. He's a great wrestler. That being said, when he takes down someone like Tom Aspinall, and Tom Aspinall, someone who's used to using all this energy and just all this movement, like, dude, I'm radical, dude, I'm rocking on, I'm moving too well. What's going to happen if you're getting wrestle fucked now, and now you're using all that energy to get back up to your feet? He's making you hold all the weight on your arms. You're trying to fight out of it. That's going to suck all that energy out of you. Now, when Tom Aspinall, his best weapons being his movement and his power and all these elusive, like how elusive he is, all in the first round, that movement, all that dancing shit, all that finding an angle, all that like sharpness, all that quickness, isn't going to be there around 3, 4, and 5. And he hasn't even been in round 3 in the UFC. Let alone championship rounds. The bad part about him being like already interim champion is the fact that he has to go 5 rounds. When Sergey was tested against Volkov, that was only a 3-rounder. If that fight went longer, he would have just kept getting battered. His face was destroyed. So like my thing is, your first distance, the first time you go the distance isn't going to be a 3-rounder, Aspinall, in the UFC. It's going to be a 5-rounder. It's going to be 25 minutes, not 15. And look at anybody in championship rounds. They all, even if you have championship experience, the kind of endurance like dump you get is crazy. So it's going to be weird to see Tom Aspinall have to get ready for something like that if he goes against someone who's just not easily chinned, or someone with great wrestling like Jon Jones. Someone like Jon Jones, I feel like if I'm creating a fighter that's very hard for someone like Aspinall to beat, I'm making a Jon Jones. I'm making someone, give me someone with a chin, great fight IQ, great wrestling, great endurance. That's the fighter I would create if I was creating a fighter to beat Tom Aspinall. Now, if I was creating a fighter to beat Jon Jones, I'll probably give him some Aspinall traits, except I'll probably make the guy probably have like somewhat endurance, or that we've seen before. The fact that Aspinall is so untested, I do feel like he's overrated to an extent. I do think everyone's praising, yeah, dude, Aspinall, dude, he's the best heavyweight ever. Jones is scared of him. And it has some truth to it, because Jones is not helping his case by avoiding this fight and ducking this fight. But I honestly believe that if they were to fight, Jones probably would win. And I'm one of those people, by the way, who are saying Jones is a duck and Jones is scared. But I never really say, oh, because Tom Aspinall would destroy him, because I know better. But a lot of like casual fans are formulating their opinion based on the fact that Jones is ducking. What does Jones ducking really show? Does it show he's scared? Does it show all this, that? Yeah, I think it does show he's scared. But I think it's not really that he's scared of Tom Aspinall as a person. He's scared of getting his legacy or his perfect record, which is kind of not perfect because the illegal elbow. That's probably going to get taken off his record. He's scared of that going down the drain. That's what I feel like he fears. So if you guys remember, when he went against DC, DC was giving up an 8-year advantage. DC was 8 years his older, and DC took that fight. What is that? What's the difference between DC and Jones? DC's a warrior. There's great fighters, and there's great fighters who put their self on the line, like Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier was way older than Jones when he gave Jones that fight, and DC still took it because that's a real dude. that's a real Louisiana dude. You feel me? Stipe Miocic, 6 years or 5 years Jones elder. He doesn't need to take this fight, but he's gonna take it. Now Aspinall and Jones, 6 years apart. Jones would never take that. Jones would never take that, because the only time Jones gave up an age advantage was Dominic Reyes. And guess the age comparison there. 32 years old Jones to 30-year-old Reyes. Like, bro, 32 to 30. Like, that's barely 2 years. That's not even really an age gap. Like, that's just two young, people in their prime age going against each other. And that was Jones' hardest fight. I legitimately believe after that fight, he was like, oh my God, maybe I should never give someone with that age advantage like that again. You're probably like, okay, so Kenny, why do you fight Cyril Gane? Well, because Cyril Gane has a major deficiency, which was his grappling, his wrestling. Jon Jones saw what Francis Ngannou did to Cyril Gane, saying, how you gonna let a striker do that shit to you? A powerful striker just out wrestle you there. I want that fight. So he took the cognitive decision, knowing a stylistic matchup would favor him. So that's why he took the Cyril Gane fight. You're probably asking like, yo, so Kenny, why is he so eager to fight Alex Pereira? Only Alex Pereira fans are asking that, because anyone with common sense knows stylistically Jon Jones would easily beat Alex Pereira. So now Jon Jones is at a point of his career that he could be a DC. He could be like one of those GOATs who prove themselves, who don't duck challenges, who took any means necessary, a Stipe or DC or anyone. But instead he's taking the path that like, you know what? I don't want to risk it, dude. I'm at the point of my career, dude. I want to risk it, dude. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not Cowabunga, dude, fuck it, dude. No one's going to care in 10 years. But when he says no one's going to care in 10 years and shit like that, he might have a point to a sense, like, newer fans won't care. Because, of course, bro, in 10 years, there's going to be a whole new fan base, who's been watching since fucking 2029. You know what I'm saying? Those newer fans will be like, oh, yeah, that guy Jones, dude, I heard he was a goat, dude, Cowabunga. You know what I'm saying? But we who've been here, would have been here for a minute, would be like, oh, we know what's up with this guy. We know this guy did not want to fight the hardest test. So it's really not just because he's scared of Tom Aspinall in general. I just think he's scared of tarnishing what he thinks is the best UFC legacy or best UFC resume of all time. Now, the question should be, is your legacy tarnished if you're ducking fights? Because you look at people like DC who never ducked, Izzy who never ducked, Usman who never ducked. I really feel like ducking should tarnish your legacy a little bit, because it shows that you do not want to fight the best in your division, the most deserving in your division. You would rather fight a stylistic matchup that favors you. I've seen it with Alex Pereira too. I give Alex Pereira a lot of shit for it too, because he doesn't want to fight Ankle Lab, but he'll fight the number 8 ranked guy. You know what I'm saying? Khalil Rountree coming off a win against like fucking, I don't even know, Anthony Smith or some shit. Like, you'd rather do that, you know what I'm saying, than actually take a challenge, take a test. That's why I'm kind of giving Rob some shit for wanting to run it back with Sugar, because Sugar had one title defense and it was against Chito Vera. Chito Vera, who got battered by Corey Sandhagen, who Umar Nurmagomedov battered. He destroyed Corey Sandhagen 50-45, but Merab's like hesitant to take the fight. I don't like this new generation, not even new generation of heavy champions, because Jones is not new gen. He's just scared. He's just a part of this trend of ducking these hard stylistic fights, and I'm not a fan of it. I do think it's gonna tarnish his legacy. I feel like he doesn't understand it's gonna tarnish it until after the fact. And if he loses to Stipe, that's even more of an L. But my point being said, the reason I'm making this video is just to let you guys know. Yes, the truth is Jones is ducking. The truth is Jones is scared. It's just that he's not really scared of Aspinall, but rather scared of losing his perfect record or perfect legacy that he deems as perfect. So he doesn't want to risk the opportunity going against someone who's an up-and-comer, who he could probably be, who in my opinion, who he can be. It's just that he just doesn't want to take that risk. So I don't really respect that. Some people might respect it. It really just depends who you ask, but I'm just kind of disappointed in Jones in general for even just not challenging himself. Like, if you want to be great, put yourself in situations that you have to be great for. He would have to be great to beat Tom Aspinall, which I really think he could beat him. He just doesn't believe as much as I do in him, honestly. He doesn't believe as much as I believe in him, bro. You know what I'm saying? But Wise Man once said, I guess the shit was overdue. A lesson learned from both of you. Tom Aspinall does the most damage when he's close to you. So Jones doesn't want to get close to him. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, I don't know all I'm going to say is I just think Jones is, he's just scared. He doesn't want to get close to Aspinall because he feels like he doesn't have what it takes, even though stylistically on paper he does. So that's it for me. Let me know what y'all think about this, because I really feel like he is a duck. You know, he is scared, maybe not of Tom Aspinall, but scared of losing that legacy, and he probably would be Aspinall. I really think so. Let me know if you guys agree with that. But that's it for me, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.